Hi, my name is Delmarshae Walker. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and the situation with Putin. He's really not going to back down. He's not going to give up. He's not going to stop doing what he's doing. He actually put himself in a bad situation that he really doesn't see any way out of. Right now, Russia is under a lot of sanctions, which is actually hurting, their economy as well as hurting him. Also, with this situation, he's then committed a lot of war crimes. That is not going to look good, once this situation ends, he's still going to have to be held accountable for killing innocent people as well as kids. And so he's not going to have the status that he used to have throughout the world. So regardless of how this situation ends up with Ukraine and Russia, Putin lost. He's on the losing end. And you have to understand he knows this. So that's why he's not going to back down. Plus, also, you have to think about Russia was seen as a superpower, like, when it comes to being economist country. So it's like China, when you think about those superpowers, you're thinking about China, you think about Russia, you think about North Korea. And so all the world is watching that. All these people who wants to be dictators, who wants to more or less destroy their enemy at any cost. They don't care about being in a war. They don't care about going to war. They have no respect for anyone but themselves. All these countries, all these people, all these leaders was looking at Russia. And so Russia being looked at as a superpower, Putin thought he was going to go in and just take over Ukraine, and it was just going to be like a 1-2 punch, and it was going to be over with. He did not realize that the people in Ukraine was going to fight back for their freedom so intensely. So one, that shows his weakness, because how can you be looked at as a superpower, boast yourself as being a superpower, because his country is bigger, so therefore he has more military people to go in and fight for him, but they're losing. They're going in, but they're losing. Ukraine is not, Russia you think of as a war-ready country. You don't think of Ukraine as a war-ready country. They just wanted peace. They just wanted to live out their life with the freedom they had in Ukraine, minding their own business. But now that they're put in the position they have to fight for their freedom, they're showing themselves as a worthy opponent to Russia. So when these other countries are looking at this, they're like, wait a minute, I thought Russia was, this big bad wolf, but I'm seeing that, they're really not. So that's going to make them kind of lose respect for Putin as well as lose respect for Russia. They might not be seeing that. You might not see that, but that's playing out in their mind. The same thing with China, even though they're supposed to be like friends, China's like, okay, I'm seeing a different side of Russia now. They can't handle Ukraine. Okay, so what if something else pops off? These other countries, you really think they're gonna be like, they're war ready. That's all they've been doing in these other countries is fighting. So now you think they're gonna be fearing Russia at any time, any point. So when you done put yourself in a corner where you're put yourself out there as being such a superpower, and people are looking saying, wait a minute, you're not that great. Your country is not winning. You're actually losing. And like I say, he's losing on so many fronts. With these war crimes, he's losing because he's around killing innocent people and kids. And you're seeing that they're actually targeting these places. So when he has to go back and try to be a leader in his country, what type of respect is he really going to get? Because these people are not going to respect, because you got to also understand the people in Russia, they're losing their kids. That's their sons that's out there getting bombed up by the Ukrainian army. So I feel bad for both sides because neither one of these countries actually wanted this. The only person who wanted this was Vladimir. And that's it. And so, but this is hurting everybody on both sides. And then, like, even with the Russia economy, these people are suffering because they're getting shut out of everything because of all these sanctions that's been put on this country. So when everything is said and done, that Putin is still going to have to face these war crimes. He's still going to have to be held accountable, and he's still going to have to be charged with those and, you know, locked up. So you really think he's just going to be like, okay, I give up, lock me up, I'm ready to go? No. He put himself in a position where he cannot stop. He has to keep pushing forward. No one's respecting his military capabilities because they're faulty. They're losing on that front with a smaller country, with a country that wasn't, like, you don't look at Ukraine as being a military power source, a powerful country in that light. When you look at these other countries that's looking at this situation and they're re-evaluating their thought process on Russia as well as Putin, these people, like I said, all they know is fighting. They will fight at the drop of a dime, and they don't care about killing. They don't care about all this other stuff. They want to go out and fight whoever is opposing them. So he's in a situation that he put himself in, that if he say, okay, I'm going to back off, I'm going to leave Ukraine alone, that's not going to look good for him. If he loses this war, that's not going to look good for him. So he's actually doing things, putting himself in position so the world can stop him. This is the thing that you need to see. He's purposely killing kids and civilians. He knows these areas that he's bombing are residential areas, but no one's stepping in to stop him. He's getting close to countries that border Ukraine that's under NATO protection. If a bomb happened to drop over there, then NATO would have to re-examine their situation and say, okay, now we need to step in. He's fighting near these nuclear power plants and causing electricity to go out. So even if we don't want World War III, or the world don't want World War III, because of they're afraid that he's going to drop nuclear bombs, what's going to happen if one of these power plants explodes or one of these power plants start leaking? So he's doing all this stuff on purpose, and he's going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until someone else other than Ukraine step in and stop him. Because like I said, when you're in that position and you know everyone is watching you, you can't all of a sudden just throw your hands up and give up, because that's going to make you look even worse. So you're going to have to be stopped. You're going to have to stop, going to have to be put to it. Then, like I said, he's going to be facing these war crimes anyway. So while everyone is sitting there trying to negotiate, when a person is crazed and they're backed up in the corner and they're looking at, oh, I effed up. And that's the way he sees. He's never going to show that hand, but he know I effed up. So what is Putin to do at this point? He's still got to save face. He still got to I'm getting tongue-tied. He still has to show himself as a superpower. And so by doing that, he's saying, okay, you don't give up, I'm just going to blow up everything. Okay, if anyone stop in, I'm going to drop the bomb. So that's the way. So that's the angle he's taking now, because he thought it was going to be an easy win, and it wasn't. Ukraine is still hanging on. I still pray for Ukraine, and I don't want them to give up, because your freedom is worth it at this point. You know, it's like, I just pray for Ukraine, and I pray for Ukraine to be victorious, and I pray that everyone else open their eyes and see something is going to have to be done with Putin, because he's not going to give up and he's not going to back down. He's just going to become more vicious, because like I said, he backed himself up in the corner and he's still trying to save face. So that's basically all I want to say on this situation. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope everyone has a great day. Peace.